So after I have finally filmed a bookshelf tour and posted that I think a few months ago by the time you see this, I am now filming a bookshelf reorganization because I realized two things. Number one, there are a lot of books on this bookshelf that I'm probably not going to reread. And the other thing is that if I'm going to keep up with BookTube, and it looks like I am able to do that. It looks like I'm able to read enough, and I mean, it'll probably change once I'm back in lab again, but still, it looks like I can kind of keep up with it. That means that I need some more space on my shelves because we live in a very small apartment. We do not have any room for any other bookshelves, and at least not any other long-term solution, so I might be able to put up like a shelf here or there, but that's not going to do much. So I would like to go through my bookshelves and Marie Kondo the whole thing. So I'm going to take out the books shelf by shelf and then try and see what I can get rid of, what I can't get rid of, and then reorganize the whole shelf to see if we can make it a little more efficient. So let's get into it. I'm a little too lazy to change this tripod situation the whole time. So I have taken out quite a few books. This is like the largest unhaul that I personally have ever done. So that was very interesting and a little painful. And I think what I'm going to do now is put most of the paperbacks on this shelf on the smaller shelves over here, because I feel like the paperbacks don't look as nice in the bigger bookshelf. I think a lot of my hardbacks look a lot better in here. And of course I'm not going to be able to put all of them over there because I have way more paperbacks than I do have hardbacks, but that's kind of the plan. So I'm gonna try and like finagle these over here and try to make them look nice in here. So we'll see what happens. Let me get down to this thing. I think I've finished for now. I'm not sure if this is going to be the forever state that I would like to have, but you can obviously see there's one free bookshelf here, so it kind of depends on what kind of books I'll be buying in the future. But most of the paperback is actually over here. I didn't change much in these bottom two bookshelves because one of them is for all my university books, and obviously I can't do much there, and the other bookshelf is cookbooks and like self-help, art, photography kind of stuff, so I just left that in the same condition and then just changed these upper parts. But let me give you a little tour of what happened now. So this side now looks like this. It's very different from before. So I moved over some things. These two are almost the same. Those bookshelves, they're pretty much the same they were before because I thought they looked pretty nice. And I just changed a few things here because the way you look at these shelves, you don't really notice these books. And since these have weird sizes and formats, I just kind of put them up there because you can't really see them. I still have all the Penguin books over here, so that's still in style, and then I can still add like a few paperbacks here. And over here I have like a red theme kind of a thing. I've started stacking some more books like this now because I've realized, especially in the shelves that are a little higher, I can just get more on the bookshelf by doing this, and I love these little books, and I think I'm eventually going to try to collect all of these, but obviously in an apartment where I have way more space. So that's that shelf. And then I moved the Harry Potter books down to here, the Bloomsbury Harry Potter editions, because there's more paperbacks down there, and I just needed something that would like visually balance out these two paperback shelves. So I have the hardback Harry Potters here, And right next to it, I have like the Harry Potter fan shelf, because this kind of breaks up everything in the bookshelf. So that's what these top 3 look like. And then when we go further down, I have the 20th Century Harry Potter editions down here now. So I also moved them over from the other side. And this one is just full. It's like really stuffed, but it's like all the white and light books that I could find, as you can see. So we have all kinds of books. The Fisher books are now stacked. I used to have a whole shelf just for them, but it just doesn't make sense. And I also took out a few because I don't read all of them. So that's these two, and this kind of balances out that very busy shelf. And then on the bottom here, I have the American Harry Potter editions. So these are the Scholastic Harry Potters that I read originally. That's how I read them. And we have some more paperback next to them here. So we have like the pink and reds and blacks here. And then down here, we have more paperbacks, also kind of sorted by color. So I have some of the white ones and the green. And then it goes off into like a bluish hue and then some whites again. So I did sort it kind of by color, but mostly because of aesthetic reasons, just because I do find it very difficult to sort paperbacks and to make them look nice. So this was kind of my way of dealing with that, especially with older paperbacks, because there's like a lot of really old paperbacks here. And where with some, like these, I would just say they're vintage and they have their own look. But these, for example, they're not old enough to look cool. They're just old and used. So that was my way of dealing with that. And these are the travel books. I think I'm just going to put these in the basement just because I don't need these on my bookshelf all the time. Obviously, we're not going to be traveling much with COVID anyway right now. So it just makes sense to put these in the basement, and then we'll just take them out whenever we need them. So that was these bookshelves. I kind of like the way they turned out. I don't like them as much as they were before. I think if we ever do have a bigger apartment, I'll probably just get another one of these shelves and then try to spread out like this shelf a little more. Just because I do think they do look a little packed in there, but that's just what I'm dealing with at the moment. But over here, I made some progress. So I have this top shelf is almost the same. I really just exchanged a few books. These used to be above my desk, because I have a bookshelf here above my desk, but I've kind of decided that I would like to put the Book of the Month books up here, because I'm going to be reading more Book of the Month editions and they'll all have that same little logo on top. So I figured this is the ultimate place to just keep the Book of the Month books. So they're going to be, some of them were put back onto these shelves. So these are hardbacks, all kinds of different hardbacks, and these are also all of the hardbacks that were mostly on these shelves. So I brought them all over here, different stories and hardbacks, and I actually found 13 Reasons Why in the basement. This is such a YA throwback. I read that in my teens, and I don't have a lot of books from my teens, so I have like the Tintin Hat, these, and the Harry Potter books, but most of these books that I have are not from my teens, because it's a long story, but they got mixed up and my dad accidentally donated all of them. And I also drastically reduced these books because, like I said, I got most of these. I almost got all of these through Facebook. So someone was selling used books or these used versions on Facebook. And I've just come to realize that, yes, I love the aesthetic and I love the way this looks, but I don't want to have tons of books on my shelves that I'm just never going to read. And that was the case for most of the books that here. So I went through all of these and really thought long and hard about what I wanted to keep and what I didn't want to keep. I'm going to keep these 4 just because I love the fact that I have all of the volumes of these in the same edition. I'm going to keep Anna Karenina, and then I got rid of another edition of Anna Karenina that I already had. Hunchback of Notre Dame, read it a while back, and this is a new edition. I also really like this. I found this in London myself, and my boyfriend gave me these 2. And this is also a 1984 edition that I love, and I've now ordered 2 other books in these editions just for this collection, so I can still keep like this bookshelf. but I will just buy the books that I really loved in these editions instead of keeping books in here that I'm not going to read. And these are also by the Facebook purchase that I made. So this shelf is a lot smaller than it was before. And I don't know yet how I'm going to do this because this is such a specific kind of book. And I think I'm probably just going to buy some of my favorite books in these editions and then just try to fill out this shelf again. And then this shelf is completely empty, as you can see, which is not good for filming now that I think about it. Oh shit. I'll think about that another day, but this is completely empty, so we have a full empty bookshelf for new reads, which I am excited about because I am reading faster, or at a lot faster rate than I was before, and so I needed to just do that. And like I said, these two bookshelves are completely the same, just because these are, like I said, university books, so I just need them. Obviously, when I finish my degree, I'll probably sell most of these, and then here are some cookbooks, and those are like art books or self-help books, things like that, and then once we have a kitchen that can like actually hold cookbooks, they'll also disappear from this shelf, but that day has not yet come. So that is how this bookshelf turned out. A lot of free space. And I unhauled a lot of books, as you can see. So we have a big, huge unhaul pile, and I'll probably do a video about it, a separate video, just unhauling all of these. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet with these because I can't really donate them because, like I said, I live in Germany, so not many English-speaking bookstores or libraries around, so I can't really donate them. We also have some of those public bookshelves where you can put in bookshelves and like trade, and I'll probably put some of these in there, especially the German books, because I do have a few German books in here, but I hate to clutter those bookshelves with English books that nobody's going to read, so maybe I can sell some of these to like a secondhand online dealer, which I can do with some of them. That was the bookshelf reorganization. This is a really weird height to stand at. Thank you for being here today. It was pretty fun. This did get rid of some anxiety from me, even though this is like not my perfect and dream ideal book situation, but that's just the way it is. I live in a small apartment and I have to adjust to that. So I hope this was fun for you too, and I will see you soon, I guess. Bye.